Hello! Today we're going to coil-on-plug convert this first gen CRV. We've got a harness, which I'll explain how to make. We've got coils, which I'll explain what they do. What we have is a turbocharged Honda CRV. It is on a Link-ECU, which if you're watching this, odds are you don't have a Link-ECU, but you might have a turbocharged B series. I'll explain what will be different if you don't have a Link-ECU, but most of what we're going to do is the same. So if that's interesting to you, follow along. First, let's talk about the coils. This is a Honda K-series coil that's in everything from an RSX to a CRV to an Accord to a minivan, right? Odyssey. This is a D-series coil. You might be thinking D-series. D-series have distributors. Well, all the good ones do, but they've often forgotten EM2 with the D17 actually had coil-on-plug. The other critical non-negotiable piece to this is a wiring harness. I made this myself. You can make one yourself. It's not as hard as it sounds. Coils K and D have 3 wires. Ground, that's constant ground. Positive, that's only positive when the key is in ignition. And then the signal that comes from your ECU. So 3 wires, common ground, common ignition, and then they each have their own signal. You can make this yourself. I'll have a wiring diagram in the description, or you can order one from aerace.com or anywhere else. That's ae-race.com. First thing I'm going to do is just take out all this that I'm not going to use anymore. Now, on any B-series engine, you can use K-series coils. And on VTEC engines, that's what I did. And I even did it on my Miata engine, but I definitely have it in the CRX. On a B20 or a B18 non-VTEC, you have another option. So the K-series works, but it's really tall. So you need an adapter plate. For VTEC, there's a lot of cool adapter plate options. For the non-VTEC, there's really not very good ones. They're all the same generic plate that fits pretty mediocrely, and then these studs aren't actually long enough to bolt this in. So you have another option. D-series coils, except that it doesn't fit because of this stupid ear. What you do is you cut off that ear, and then this sits like that with no adapter plate, and it just works. We're going to do that because I don't have the right hardware to make K-series coils work. But the good news is they both fit the same harness. So if you do one, you can switch to the other. Doesn't matter. They'll both work. It's really all it takes. You can sand that down, make it look nicer, but that's the idea. That took just a couple minutes with brand new OEM replacement Denzos. And these fit in there with no adapter plate. Now, the harness. I removed the wires, obviously. We plug this in. Ground, easy. We'll wrap this around. The ground's going to be right on top of the distributor, and that's convenient because we're going to get the ignition power from this distributor wire, because we're no longer going to need to put ignition into the distributor, and we're also going to deal with this shortly. The ground on here, and then I remove my battery so I can pass this through the firewall to the ECU. I will not sugarcoat it. Getting the wires through the firewall here is a pain, but I've already done it for the O2 sensor and amplifier power cables, so it's a bunch of finagling, then going in here and praying that you can reach it and pull it down. The Link-ECU, I got this adapter from ae-race.com, and it included a Deutsch connector for my wideband, which I already had, and coil-on-plug. The coil-on-plug has not been in use, but here it is. So that is a key component of this, and you can get these yourself from ae e-race.com. If you have another ECU, you'll have to have a different solution there. You could even do this with a chipped OBD1 if you like to solder. So, O2 sensor, CAN bus, coil-on-plug harness, and then we'll put all this back together. All right, so we put the battery back. The next step is we're going to pull this distributor and modify it. And before I do that, I'm going to mark its current position. So we have the distributor out. This is kind of a good time to talk about why do we even want coil-on-plug? Well, two main reasons. One is that this distributor is kind of the Achilles heel of the B series. They go out, the OEM ones are expensive, the aftermarket ones are crappy and sometimes noisy. And this way you no longer are relying on all the silliness going on in here. Inside we have this spinning disc, and this touches these little contacts, and that's what sends the spark to each cylinder. And over time these wear, this gets loose, this wears down, and it changes, and you don't have a consistent spark profile. The other thing is, with these guys, each one with their own ignition coil is a much stronger spark, which is good on cold start. It's also good when you're under high compression to get a stronger spark to get full fuel burn, which of course when you have a turbo, you're under high compression all the time. We're going to take this apart, we're going to remove this, we're going to remove the igniter, and we're just going to keep this for its crank position sensor. And then we're going to put a block off plate so that we don't have these hot ends. We'll have something a little cleaner like the Speed Factory one or this VMS one. So this comes off with a set screw right there. I made a detailed video about doing this 4 years ago. I'll link that in the description too. But basically, we remove this, and we're going to remove this igniter. What we want is this cam position sensor. That's what we're going to keep. That's going in there, so we're going to leave that, but we're going to put a heat shrink on that because we don't need it. All right. Now, with the igniter deleted, the cap deleted, I think I'll go with the Speed Factory one. Now we're not done modifying this distributor. We need the ignition switch 12 volt that was going to the igniter to go to our coil pack. So on this harness is the black wire with the yellow stripe. We're going to cut it and we're going to connect it to this red wire in our harness. So again, we're splicing this so that we don't have to modify our engine harness, and we can still remove the distributor if we need to, and we can remove the wiring harness for the coil packs. So I'm going to cut this one side, and then I'm going to strip the wire on the side that goes to the plug, to the engine, and I'll put this female spade connector on here because the harness has the male spade connector. And then I'll plug them in, and I'm going to heat shrink this so that it can't come apart unless it's actually, I cut off the heat shrink, because we can't have this coming loose while we're driving, because then we won't be driving anymore. When AE Race sent me this Link Monsoon ECU, they sent me a startup tune for the distributor, and they sent me another startup tune for after I switched to Coil-on-Plug. So now it's time to switch tunes. So I have the most barely a laptop here, and I'm going to run PC Link G5. I already have USB plugged into the ECU, and the key is on. All right, so it says ECU connected, and I'm just going to go to File, Open. So I am just going to open that file and apply it to the ECU. It's that simple. Now, if we did everything correctly, this will start. Now you would still want to set your timing with the timing light, adjust your trigger offset, and get a real tune, because this is just a base map startup tune. But like that, we're on Coil-on-Plug. And of course, that get a tune is a big asterisk, because it's really different depending on what ECU you're running, what software you're running. But that's the mechanics of Coil-on-Plug for my CRV. See you next time.